And we are live. Hey, everybody, welcome to the YouTube Strategy Show with Denise Jordan. And if you are looking to grow your YouTube channel one subscriber at a time, and you want to learn more about how to do that, and you want to do that with a group of women who are interested and focused on the same goal, you are in the right place. So hello, Diva. It is good to see you. I think I saw April Will out there. It is good to see you too as well. Hey, hon, could you shut that cabinet over there? Sorry about that. But yes, it is good to see all of you guys that are out there. So let me just ask, how many of you guys have had the chance to look at those videos? I have been looking at videos and oh my goodness. Hey, April, it is good to see you as well. And I will say my head is spinning. So hey, Stephanie at Creative Ms. Me with Stephanie, it's always good to see you. I'm glad to see you here today. Ladies, we have got our work cut out for us. You said you watched them both last night. April, you said you watched them both. Good information. Well, let me ask you this. Is your mind spinning? So Linda's House of Chill is on. And Diva said she watched them and she's going to have to watch them again. My head is going like this. It's just like, hey, Dana, how are you doing? It's good to see you too. I saw that beautiful tablescape you put out this morning. Oh my goodness. And I thought it was just so nice out on the picnic table. But I'm digressing. So Dana, did you get a chance to take a look at the videos that we were asked to look at? I'm telling you, I have a headache. It was a lot to take in. And I tell you what, after I got to looking at all of that, I thought, okay, we just can't like absorb all of that tonight. Because like I said, my head is just like going like this, like just from trying to take it all in. But let me just, so Stephanie said some of the things she's already done with her channel, so that's good. I definitely saw some things that I can work with. Trisha's on, so hey Trisha. You've been out of power. Power keeps going off and on. You live out in the country, I think, Dana, so I hear that happens sometimes when you live out in the boondocks. I think I've heard you say a couple of times that you live out in the boonies. So yeah, that happens. But you know, one of the reasons why, though, I'm really glad that we decided to address this topic, to begin to look at this topic, is that, as Sean Cannell says, and he's quoting from someone named Peter Drucker, I believe, that what gets measured gets improved. And I tell you what, it's just really made me think, just looking at the different numbers and what I thought and who I thought my demographics were. Let me ask you guys, did anybody find anything different? Random Bites of a Sweet Life. Hey, Patrice, it is good to see you out there too. So let me ask, when you looked at the videos, did either of you go back and look at your channel and kind of go back and forth looking at the information he was talking about, some of the numbers, and then go check out your channel to kind of look directly at some of your numbers? Did anybody do that? Because I did. And I have to say, I was kind of surprised at some of the things that I found. So Stephanie, when he was talking about which numbers in particular, I did look at an overview. And when I looked at the overview, one of the things that the overview did was it gave me a list like of my demographics. And my demographics wasn't at all what I thought it was. Trisha, what we're talking about are the videos that we were supposed to take a look at tonight on YouTube metrics and how we can use the data to sort out our channel. And I was asking if anyone found anything surprising when they looked at the data. So Stephanie looked at the percentages on the click-through rates. Okay, Dana, say yours again because I missed part of it. So say it again, Dana. And then Sylvia is here from Silly Mommy for Life. So hey, Sylvia, it's good to see you. We are talking about 2 videos that we were to look at. And Mangy Housewife, I see you're on. And I wanted to ask you, the other night you had a live stream on that you said was a silent live stream. And I came on for a minute thinking, okay, so Mangy's on, so I'll check her out. And there was nothing there, no one there. No one was saying a thing. And let's see, Ajaki is there, so how are you, Ajaki? And I'll just repeat for the benefit of everyone that just jumped on that what we're looking at tonight is the numbers, the metrics, the data that goes along with our YouTube channel. And we were asked to look at 2 videos, and hopefully you guys got the chance to look at some of it. No, I think, Dana, you can certainly do a video on that topic. I did a video based on what Zane said, and so then I think Karen did a live stream based on what I said. So yes, go ahead and do that. And Mary's Nest is on too. Oh, thanks for the light. I needed that. Mary, we're just really getting started, and the question that I asked so far is if anyone was surprised at the data that they found, anything in particular, and what specific number did they look at? So Stephanie was saying that she focused on click-through rates. And I have to say, click-through rates was something that stood out to me as well. But I was asking if anyone was surprised by what they saw. And I was surprised by the demographics. I thought my demographics were just a little bit different. And hello, Denise's husband. People are saying hello to you. He's cooking dinner tonight, so you'll see him going back and forth. Okay, so Stephanie looked at the impressions and the recommending your content. And you know, that was what I found most interesting. So, hey, Mr. Denise, people are saying hello. You have to say hello back.
Hello.
Say hello so they can at least hear you.
Hello, people.
There you go, honey. Say hello.
Hello, people. Hello, hello.
He is so funny. So they're all saying hi back to you. But I was really surprised when I took a look at the demographics. One of the things that you guys know is that my goal is to minister to my young homemakers. And the largest percentage of the people that watch my channel, like 35%, were 65 and older, which I was surprised at that. I mean, I don't know why I'm surprised. I mean, take a look at me, but I was surprised at that. That's not what I thought. So a couple of you said click-through rates was something that stuck out. I was pretty struck by impressions too. Let's talk about the impressions. What were your thoughts on that? So now Mary said 25% of her demographics are young men, and she's finding that very interesting. And you know, Mary, I'm surprised, but when you think about today's millennials, though, I mean, the young men today want to know how to cook, and they want to learn how to eat and cook in a healthy fashion. They're not like so channeled into gender roles like they were when I was younger. So I'm not surprised to a certain degree, especially with the health kick that's going on. So Patrice said her watch time was low, and a lot of them was from non-friends. That was the other thing that I found, is that my most of my views are coming from non-subscribers. And then Trisha said she hasn't found her demographics yet. So interesting, very interesting. But yes, I found that most of my views, like about 65% of them, come from non-subscribers. Now, in one way, that could make sense if YouTube is recommending my videos in search, and a lot of my videos are being seen according to that. So Biddy Boo says, according to her demographics, it says she has no men, but most people that watch her channel are men. I know there's a lot of guys into homesteading, Dana, so I'm not surprised. Okay. Trisha said it could be because she doesn't have a lot of subs. Yes. Well, one thing that struck me when I was looking at them was when I looked at the number of views and watch time. One of the things that I saw is that my watch time was up because of an old video. And I never would have known to look at that kind of number before. Like one of my videos, my macaroni and cheese videos, because of the surge in interest in that, my views are up and I'm getting more subscribers based on that video. Has anyone found anything like that? Like, what are your thoughts with that? And you know, a little card popped up and it said that interest in an older video is creating more watch time on your channel. Yes, Stephanie, mine is about like that too. So your biggest one was your apple jelly video. I can see that. And one of the things, though, that I have been doing, and I've been trying this little tweak, in your keto video, it has the most interest. Okay, well, I've been trying this tweak where at the end of my video, I'll say, instead of saying, well, I'm going to wrap this up, I've been saying, so if you enjoyed this video, or if you're into comfort foods, my macaroni and cheese recipe and my meatloaf recipe is to die for. So I'll link that below so you can check it out. So because I've been saying that toward the ends of my video, there's been renewed interest in that. So hey, Penny at Penny's Place, good evening to you. It's good to have you here. So so I've noticed that change. And then Cheryl from Around the House with Cheryl is on with us tonight as well. So hey, Cheryl, it's good to see you too. So what did you guys find in regards to your traffic sources? Let's talk about that. And when we talk about a traffic source is where your views come from. It's like a view. So what did you find for your traffic source? I find that most of my traffic source is from YouTube recommended videos, which is good. You know, YouTube suggested videos. I'm like, okay, so that's good. I was thinking that I wasn't getting pushed out there. So April says one of her most popular was an old origami one, but now she's changed her niche, so that's going to all be different. So sounds like most of us are getting our views from suggested videos, which is a good thing. We want to be in the suggested video. Yeah, YouTube search is my second highest. So suggested video was number 1, and then YouTube search was the second one. Okay. Well, since I've been pushing my macaroni and cheese and my meatloaf recipe, it has been being viewed much more, so that's good. So Cheryl says one of her best ones is a DIY and how to decorate a Christmas tree. Okay. So I guess for me, what Andrea Mason from the Queen's Court is here. Hey, Andrea. So I guess for me so far, my best takeaway from looking at those metrics is that the tweak that I made by recommending my own video toward the end, and I will say I got that idea from Mary because when I would watch her videos, she would always do that. She would say, and over here I have this video on this or that to share with you. So since I've started doing that, there has been an increase in people watching my mac and cheese video, and I'm trying to push it to 200,000 views. That video also has my highest watch time. So it's not just my highest number in views, but it also has the longest watch time. So, well, not literally, but it has a significant number of watch times associated with it, which of course stands to reason since it's been around longer and it gets more views. So what have you guys taken away in regards to that so far? Oh, Kenya's with us today. Hey, Kenya, good to see you. So are you beginning to think differently about what you found so far? Okay, crickets out there. Nobody's thinking differently about anything. Okay. Well, one of the things that I've been thinking about is the kind of videos that I need to make. And so Stephanie said she was surprised on some of the numbers. And, you know, as I look at the kind of videos that I need to make, one of the things that I'm thinking about is the video that I just made about the Fisher-Price infant sleeper recall. And I've only had about 300 views on that video so far. And I actually anticipated that I would get a lot more, especially since it was new and trendy topic. So I thought there would be more videos, more people searching for that. And April said she needs to make more videos in her niche. But April, you're making a video, it looks like every day. So I don't know how much more you can do, because you are making a video daily. So Kenya just watched, someone just watched an air dryer. Hey, honey, I'm smelling something. You might want to check. Yeah, so Mary said that her analytics is telling her that she needs to stay more focused. And I think mine is telling me that I need to focus more as well. But now here's the thing. You know, I made the video on the infant sleeper recall because that's an important video and it needs to be made. My thought is that the topic itself is not being searched very much just yet, especially since the recall just happened on Friday. Today is only Monday. Yeah, today is only Monday. So if you didn't catch it on the news, you may not be aware of it yet. So I'm thinking that those views are going to pick up. One of the other statistics that really caught my eye was the viewer velocity rate, which was the number of people that watch your video when it's first pushed out. What do you guys think about that? And I guess from what I understood, the more people that know I did not share it on social media, and I do need to do that. Yeah, I do need to share that on social media. You're right. But the velocity was the more people that jump on your video when you first put it out means the more YouTube will push it out. So that's why the first 2 hours that your video was out is so important. Okay, Kenya, we understand, you know, you need to drive safely. So if you're going to just listen. Don't be trying to put any comments in and you're driving. So Mary said the velocity on old videos really surprised her. You know, that was a surprise for me as well. And I guess the other thing was to look at the watch time. To look at, like I looked at one of the graphs and it showed the watch time where it starts here when the video first comes on and then how it kind of goes down. That was a big surprise to me. And yes, April, when your video first comes out, you want to respond quickly, which is why the premieres work so well, because you can respond right away and you're commenting to your viewers in real time. But yeah, that watch time, and I was looking at the one that I most recently did, the Fisher-Price recall. And Christina's Creative Creations just joined us. Hey, Christina, we're doing great. And this video is 14 minutes long, and I probably got about 5.5 minutes watch time on that. And I didn't get a chance to kind of go to that video and see exactly where that was. But I'm thinking that by that time, I had already given the information about the recall and what you should do to get a video, to get your refund. And then the rest of it, I talked about what was wrong with the sleeper and then a safe sleep environment. So people didn't stay to the end to watch those things. I don't know. I'm going to go back and search that. Yeah, you know what? I was thinking that, like, when you write a newspaper article, it's an inverted pyramid. So a newspaper article is like, wait a minute. Well, an inverted pyramid. So like this. So you put most of your information right here at the top in the first couple paragraphs, and then the less important information is down here. So I'm thinking now, I need to put the most important part of the information, at least in the first 5 minutes, if there's something that I definitely want everybody to get, because those last few minutes, they may not get it. So, hey, Donna, how are you doing? We are talking about analytics and the metrics associated with our YouTube videos. And we've all, well, most of us has looked at a couple videos on YouTube by Sean Cannell that talked about YouTube analytics. And we're just really kind of surprised at what we've been finding. Honey, could you shut the cabinet? There. So I don't know. You know what? Being late is okay. We're just all just kind of chatting about what we found. And I have to tell you, as I said earlier, I do have a headache just from trying to take it all in. One of the things that, yes, the baby sleeper, that infant baby sleeper, I was talking about the video that I did on that and my metrics associated with that one. So what are you sorry about, Mary? I must have missed something. But anyway, one of the things that I began to think about, oh, my headache. Oh, I don't mean literally a headache. Well, I guess I do literally have a small headache. But it was just trying to wrap my head around all those numbers. And I'm like, okay. So I decided what I'd have to try to do is figure out what 2 or 3 things should I try to focus on, because I don't know about you guys, but I can't focus on all of that at one time. So what I thought I might try to focus on was the click-through rate, like how I could increase my click-through rate, and then also if I can choose better topics. Christina, there is a way to get your refund. And if you look at my video, Christina, I've got a link in the bottom that tells you how to go about doing that. There, it is on the Fisher-Price Consumer Customer Service website. If you click on there, there is a link that pops up. Well, once you look at the news release, there is a link in there that tells you how to get a refund. So make sure you click on that. I am going to do a video about how to go about that, because there's been about 3 people that have asked me that. So yeah, so I will talk about that. Probably tomorrow I'll try to make that video. I just have so much going on right now. But again, I thought that maybe I would try to pick 3 things to focus on. One of being how to increase my click-through rate. The other thing is how to try to make better titles. And then, of course, looking at topics. So there was that. So what were your thoughts on what you should focus on? Because at least I can't focus on everything. I anticipate you can't either. So did any of you choose something to focus on? So Stephanie's going to focus on trending topics. Okay, so last night, Stephanie, people were asking how to find out about trending topics. And Mary's going to look at click-through rates and titles and thumbnail as well. Well, Stephanie, last night, people were asking how to find their competitors. And one of the ways to focus on trending topics, first of all, as we talked about last night, is to look at what is presented to you on your homepage. Yeah, Diva's saying it was just too much. So Trisha's going to focus on titles, but so Stephanie says learning about tags and tagging her videos has helped her so much better already. Stephanie, have you identified competitors yet? And Sean talked about that in one of his videos as well. And yes, the keywords don't always fit the title. Sometimes it just doesn't work out. But we were talking about how to find your competitors. So there is a 3 T's, title, tag, title, thumbnail. I like it. Okay, so one of the things that I think all of us should do is identify at least 3 competitors, so that, meaning that 3 people that are in our niche. It doesn't mean like we're in head-to-head competition with them, but 3 people that are in our niche and they are doing things like we want to do, or maybe we want to grow into what they're doing. And one way to do that, as someone pointed out yesterday, is to take a look at what's shown to you on your homepage. So like when you go to your homepage, what are some of the videos that are popping up? And some of them will be things that are interesting to you. In addition to that, who do you watch? But I suggest too that everybody subscribe to the free version of vidIQ. And I will put the link to that down below. And I know when I was looking at Sean's video, he had a link in there for a free vidIQ program. But this is what you can do. And I remembered how I did it. And the reason why I'm suggesting the free version of the vidIQ is because you can set up a competition or competitors link on there, and they will allow you 3 competitors with the free version. And so this is how I found out information about that. So Trisha did sign up for vidIQ. So then once you sign up for that, so Love Meg, do it on a dime. She's in her apron. So those are people that inspire you. Yeah, there are a few smaller channels that you might want to consider. And Stephanie, there's one smaller one that I found, Intentional Life, and I really like her. I thought she's pretty good. She only has like about 11,000 subscribers. She's a stay-at-home mom, and she has 2 boys. 2 children, I should say. One's a girl and one's a boy. But this is how you set up your competitors page. You go to, there is a site called Comment. Oh, let me find it. Okay, so Diva said she signed up for vidIQ today, so that's good. So what you want to do is go to a site, and it is called Comments Everywhere, I believe. Comments Everywhere. Let me see if I can get this up big enough. It's called Comment Picker. Comment Picker, CommentPicker.com. So commentpicker.com/YouTube. And when you go to Comment Picker, it's going to ask you to put in the name of the channel that you want to find the ID for. And so what you would do is go to, say, the person that you want to mimic. So let's say you did Intentional Life. Copy that channel and you would paste it into the URL, and then they will bring up the information about that channel ID, and then you put that in the little bar that you've got on the vidIQ. And it's really, really easy. So, but it's commentpicker.com is the free software or site, whatever you want to call it, that I use to get the information for the people that I identified as my competitors to put in the vidIQ. And then I was able to set up 6 competitors. Now, one of the ones that I did pick was She's in Her Apron, which might not have been a good idea, but it just shows me what's trending with her and trending with these other competitors. And TubeBuddy is supposed to be a really great resource as well. And they have free versions of both of them. So each of us should try to identify at least 3 people that are in our niche that we consider our competitors, because if there's trending topics on their channel, well, then maybe it's a topic we need to be considering working on. One of the other things that they talked about in regards to increasing your click-through rate was improving your thumbnail. And he talked about using maybe 2 or 3 different concepts for your thumbnail and then sharing those. So have you guys noticed that I tried that with my sleeper recall video? I put 3 different thumbnails in the community tab. So if you've got the free version now, free version of TubeBuddy or free version of vidIQ, because it's the vidIQ that you can set up the competitor tab with. So if you've only got the free version of TubeBuddy, get the free version of vidIQ as well. That way you can use both of them. Okay. And then one of the things that I saw was that it talked about suggested videos. And I thought, well, I would like to get my video moved up more to suggested videos so that when it's someone else is watching something, it pops up in the playlist. So Stephanie says TubeBuddy is best on a desktop rather than on a mobile device. And I've not tried using that on a mobile device. I do most of my stuff on a desktop, whereas I do some things with my iPad. I do most of the things on my desktop. I don't even use my laptop anymore. So let me ask you guys this other question. When you looked at the numbers, what video did you find was getting the most views? Well, Benji at Video Influencers did a video just a few days ago about how to get into suggested videos. So I'm going to be looking at that one. But one of the things that he did talk about, like I did look at it once and I'm going to look at it again, and Sean kind of alluded to it just a little bit, but one of the things that they talked about was, again, doing a better job with your titles and your tags. That'll help let the algorithm know what your video is about so that you get recommended more for that. But what did you find as your most viewed video? Because my most viewed video and my video with the most watch time is my macaroni and cheese video. So now Trisha says her most viewed is her keto video and her I had a stroke video. So Trisha, have you made any more videos about your having a stroke? Because I could see there would be lots of people out there that would be interested in that. Because maybe there's others that have had a stroke and they want to know what your experience, is it similar to their experience? So Stephanie says her mac and cheese is most viewed too. Well, you know, mac and cheese is one of those universal foods in this country. It's not so common in other countries, but it's a universal food here. Everybody eats it. And so yeah, that's my most viewed video. So you were doing Stroke Talk Monday. Are you still doing that? So Christina, I was saying, we were both saying that our mac and cheese video was our most viewed video. So my question was, what is your most viewed video and how are you going to use that information? Like, for example, with me, my most video was my mac and cheese video, and it was a cooking video. So for Diva, it was DIY Dollar Tree napkin rings. So I guess if your most viewed video hopefully also had a significant watch time. So did it make you think that possibly you should repeat that topic in a different way? Because that was why I decided to do my meatloaf video, another comfort food, so to speak. hoping that I could repeat the success of the mac and cheese with the meatloaf, and it's coming on slowly. So what are your thoughts about your most viewed video and whether or not it's a topic you want to try to repeat? Yeah, your most viewed, you said nutrient dense, over 30 minutes long. So Trisha said that she was doing her stroke Monday and it didn't do well, so she needs to rethink that. One of the things, though, that I did pick up from the metrics was that longer videos tend to do better. And my videos do tend to be very long. I tend to do between 8 and 15-minute videos. Dollar Tree and planner videos work well for a lot of people. Patrice is clothing reviews. So how do you plan to use that information, I guess, is the question. How do you plan to use that information? So when I look at my 3 top videos for the past 28 days was my mac and cheese video, my spring home tour, and the YouTube channel growth where we talked about the playlist. So that's telling me I need to do something similar. So Cheryl said she tries not to make hers too long. Well, I get it, but the longer content videos tend to have more watch time. So let's say I've got a 15-minute video, and people drop off after 5 or 6 minutes, that's still 5 or 6 minutes of watch time. If I've got a 5-minute video and they drop off after 2 or 3 minutes, I'm doing better on the other end. So my longer videos do better. Oh, now Trisha said that the vidIQ suggests that the title stroke makes it sound sexual. And yeah, that is one of those sexual words, but I think you just have to figure out how to phrase it. Yeah, I'm trying to get back to my core on cooking and cleaning. I just got to get through April, and then I'm going to get back to my core content. Really, I just have to get through this week, and then I'll be back to my core content. Oh, so Mary got flagged for using the word bone, because I know you talk about bone broth. Well, you know, I got flagged once for using the word fat, and I can't remember what it was. I don't know if it was fat content in food or whatever. So, yeah, but you know what, though? I think, though, vidIQ will flag it, but I think dependent upon the title can help. So you just have to use the words that you have to use. Because if people are searching stroke, they're not going to search cerebral vascular accident. Oh, Mary got flagged for fat as well. Yeah. So you have to use the term that people are looking for. Yeah. So one of the notes that I put here was high value, longer form content is good. Patrice got flagged for coffee bar? Well, now that's interesting. But again, Sean says higher value, longer form content is good. Okay. So Mary, and I think those topics work well for your niche. That's what you're known for. That's what people want to know about. And then the other thing that I'm going to try doing is getting more video ideas from my competitors. Has anyone thought about that? So hashtag Catholic, and I think her name is Sandra, or is it Anna, says her most watched was her longer one. Well, YouTube has a list of words that have been identified as bad words. And so if you use one of those words in your title or in your video, then they kind of check on it, Beth Ann. So sometimes they will flag you for it. But it doesn't mean they censor the video. You just have to be aware. So that's it. So when I take a look at some of the metrics, one of the ones that I found most interesting was like what videos did best in the last 28 days. What was the, just even looking at how you were able to see the number of views a particular video got, and then to look at the graph that showed where people dropped off. It was interesting to be able to see over I don't know about that. This question was, does it hurt your video if one person watches the same video over and over? I think YouTube knows if that's happening. I think there's a way that they know it's the same person watching the same video over and over. It's one thing if that person puts on your videos and just kind of binge watches your videos, but I think if they just play the same one over and over, I think they have a way of detecting that. So I don't know about that. So what other metrics, numbers did you guys pick up that you thought were interesting? I think playing the playlist is okay, but like hitting repeat on the one video, I think could be a problem. Yeah, Mary, that's the thing. When you look at those metrics and you look at where people drop off, that's the one thing that I'm going to try to figure out is what am I doing or not doing when people drop off. Oh, Patrice said she heard that YouTube will only give you credit for 2 views if a person watches more than twice. Well, I can understand that. I know, for example, when I was trying to learn how to do the funky bow, I must have watched Arlene's video 10 times before I got it figured out. I just had to keep rewinding it to a certain point and then to another point until I got it. So I suppose that makes sense. So how are you planning to use any of the information you found? Hi, Julia Marie. Good to see you. We're just talking about if she's watching your playlist and she's like binge watching your playlist, Stephanie, that's okay. It's okay for her to binge watch your playlist. But she's probably not going to binge watch the same playlist more than twice. So if she's binge watching it, it's okay, but not over and over and over again. Like if she just sets her computer on and just lets it run, YouTube can figure that out. So Julia, what we're doing right now is just thinking about how we can apply some of the data that we picked up. There was just so much and we were just so overwhelmed. We kind of had to figure out a few things to focus on. So Mary's going to stop talking so much at the beginning and just say welcome back. I have to figure out how to cut down my introduction. I think my teaser or my hook is fine, but again, they don't drop off though until about 5 to 5.5 minutes. My usual viewer duration is about 5 to 5.5 minutes. So I need to figure out what am I doing then that they start to drop off. That's what I need to figure out. Just keeping the most important information there. And then you guys did say the other day when I did the laundry chat that the information that I had at the beginning where I was showing me with putting the shirts in the wash and all of that was not really relevant, and I could have left that out or used it for B-roll. So I could have taken that away from the beginning. Well, I think you said your name was Annabelle? No, Marianne. Beth Ann. Beth Ann. I think a lot of us can say we talk too much. Well, Mary, you do like to chat, but it's what you do. It's like, I know that's how you are, and I enjoy watching that part when I'm watching you, so it doesn't bother me. Now, April, you are pretty short. You're probably short and to the point. So, I mean, you're fine. No, seriously. So you guys have watched enough of my videos. So what would you say as far as, like, if people, like, what do you think I'm doing that people are dropping off? Let's just go there. Because the whole purpose of me looking at those metrics and thinking about, okay, if I want to increase my watch time, I need to be able to narrow down what it is that I'm doing. So those of you that have watched me, what are your thoughts? Oh, it's okay. You don't have to worry about being late. So Stephanie likes my intro. Okay, I try to be, but I'm going to really focus in on that. I'm going to really look at the graph that showed where it dropped off. And you know, the other interesting part when he talked about the graph was you do see little peaks here and there too. So I want to check to see what's going on during those peaks that people are watching more. So Trisha says they're not watching the whole video. How long are your videos, Trisha? Five minutes, 8 minutes? How long are your videos for the most part? $30? So you get more views and watch time with challenges. And yes, that is true. You will get more views and watch times when you're participating in challenges. But here's the thing. I think you also want to get new people. So you need to go outside the circle to be able to do that. So Rose said she doesn't think people are watching all the way to the end. Adding cards before you drop off. Yes, you do want to do that. Now, who is not adding cards? I don't speed up my videos because several of my viewers have said that they don't like that they appreciate the fact that I don't speed up my videos. So like my sister Max will always say, why don't you speed that part up? And I'm like, rather than speed it up, what I will do is like click through it quickly and just show little snippets of it rather than do a speed time. I just prefer not to do that. And I don't like those speeded up ones very much. But I will try to either cut some of it out or just kind of move through a little bit quicker. So what video topics then, just based on the limited research you've had by looking at those videos, have you been able to identify any video topics that you might want to focus on? Any hot video topics that you can make? Any hot video topics that you think you can make? I know I need to do more organizing. And I told my husband today, I thought after Easter is over, I'm going to buy a lot of Easter stuff that's 50% off so that I can do an Easter, some kind of Easter decor thing next year. Either an Easter home tour or an Easter something, because Easter has been really trending and I don't usually do Easter since the kids aren't here anymore. But there's been a lot of trending videos on that. So yes, organization videos are good. So Sylvia just installed the vidIQ on her new laptop. Your laundry room makeover got over 17,000 views, but what else can you do? Can you do a refresh on something? Or maybe you can do something with laundry itself. Well, if you're getting more requests for sourdough recipes, Mary, those are trending topics for you. Okay. Well, Trisha says she likes my thorough explanations, but I'm long. Diva, what are your thoughts? Are you still on? What have you thought about the information that you looked at today? Like, what's your takeaway? I think that we each need to be able to say what we took away from looking at those videos. And we will certainly have to revisit this topic because I tell you what, there was so much in all of it. I couldn't even figure out how to draw it in for us to focus on 2 or 3 things because there was just so much. It was overwhelming, as a matter of fact. So I thought, well, let's just kind of chat and see what different people took away in general. And then you guys each tell me, what is your takeaway? What's your takeaway from that, from your analysis of your channel and watching the videos? Oh, that's a great idea, Stephanie, for Julie Marie to film a makeover at someone else's house. That's a great idea. And, oh, so Diva's got a headache too. I told you, those videos, oh my. Just, like I said, just the overwhelming amount of material was enough to give you a headache. So Mary says her takeaway is that her intro is too long and that she has to get back to her core. Okay. I think my takeaway is that I have to really examine the drop-off times on my videos so that I look at what I'm doing to determine why people are dropping off. And the other thing is that I must improve my click-through rate with my thumbnails and my titles. So that was my takeaway. And then I've got to examine those numbers weekly at least, if not daily, but at least weekly. And while I'm thinking about it, if you guys could all give me a thumbs up, there's 21 of you guys on. If I could get 21 thumbs up, that would be great. So now, Beth Ann, you said you feel like you need to start over from scratch. Tell us a little bit about your channel and then why you think that. After watching those videos, I didn't get the impression that I needed to start over from scratch, but I got the impression that I had a lot of work that I needed to do. But I was really glad because I felt hopeful that there was a way that I could make an impact on my channel. The drop off at 50%, I think that's pretty good because when I was looking at a few videos over the last few days, most people say they don't get 100% watch time. They get somewhere around 50%, and that they figure that's pretty good. I don't know. When I'm watching a video, I usually watch it all the way through. So I'm like, who are these people that only watch halfway? I usually watch the whole video to the very end. But one of the ways, though, that I think I can improve my watch time, though, and remember, watch time is king. Sean says watch time, well, content is king, but watch time is also king. So the thing is how do we increase that watch time? And one of the ways that I'm hoping to increase my watch time is by not using triggers to say that I'm wrapping it up. That's one of my goals. I'm really trying to work at using different verbiage. They're saying, hi, Mr. Jordan. But yeah, I'm really trying to work at that. And I just started, I think somebody said that they saw me trying to do that. I can't remember who it was, but they were like, yes, Denise, I see you. And so I'm really trying to say, so that's it for now, and or that kind of thing. I'm really trying to do it differently. So yeah, he's a good guy. He had to cook dinner tonight because I was busy. So, but yeah, so those are the things that I'm going to try to do. So you guys tell me what it is you plan to do, because remember, we're taking action. So what action do you plan to take? So Stephanie, what action do you plan to take based upon the information that you took away. So what action do you plan to take, Stephanie? April, what action do you plan to take? We heard from Mary. You guys heard from me. Patrice, what action do you plan to take? Yes, he can cook, and he will cook. I cook most of the time now, but if I need him to cook in a pinch, he will. So Stephanie says she's going to be signing up for vidIQ. And Stephanie, sign up for the free version. And then the lowest paid version, I think, is $9.99 a month. And if you've got the money to spend, sign up for the inexpensive version and see how it goes. So Julie's going to try to lead viewers into another video rather than closing. Okay. Trisha's trying to come up with more viewable content. Okay, I think that's a good idea. And Trisha, one of the things you might want to consider doing is to sit down and just kind of brainstorm about what are the things that you want to talk about. So yes, Stephanie, I said sign up for the free version. The lowest paid version is $7.99, and then the next one is like $39.99 or something like that. So Patrice is going to start mentioning her other videos before the end rather than just dependent upon cards. That's good. That's what I'm doing. And I just lost that. What help is it? I lost that comment. Yeah, the way you talk about it really helps to encourage people to watch that next video. Okay, now Stephanie, that's a good point. And she said she's going to be going over her analytics and trying to find out what's doing well and try to replicate that pattern. Not duplicate it, but replicate it. And that's exactly what I meant. So when I said that I did the mac and cheese recipe and it did so well, I wanted to duplicate that success with another comfort food. So I thought, well, meatloaf is pretty universal, so we'll see what happens. Rose said she still gets confused with analytics. Well, heck yeah, we all are still confused. Now, Mary's got a pretty good handle on it. I'm still confused with some of the analytics as well, but I'm growing with that. I now understand what a click-through rate is. I now understand why watch time is more important than views. And we're all still learning. We are all still learning. So yes, we're all still learning. And we're growing our channels one subscriber at a time, and the different little tweaks that we make can make a difference. So that's what we're trying to do. So have you guys noticed that my thumbnails have changed a little bit? I don't know if you've noticed that or not, but I've been trying. And now, are you guys giving Trisha suggestions on how to, ideas for her channel? Documenting her stay in the hospital, maybe going through rehab, what that's like, how you function with whatever limitations that you might have. Trisha, could be some suggestions. One of the things that I think of, in regards to stroke is having to go to physical therapy a few times a week and how that works out. So being in rehab, what does that happen? Oh, good. You said my thumbnails. I have been trying to get my thumbnails a lot better. I've really been working at that. I still got a long way to go, but I'm trying to do better. Yeah, watch time can really help get you into suggested videos. So it's really important. Trisha, you're in the hospital now? Well, then that could be something that you take notes about and then do a video on it. And then I think Beth Ann said she's going to be editing some old videos, maybe tweaking them a little bit and repackaging them. That's always a good idea too. I'm not going to try to make another mac and cheese recipe though. I'm not going to mess with that. What would be interesting, Stephanie, would be if your mac and cheese recipe popped up in suggested for mine or vice versa. Yeah, the flu is going around right now. It's really bad. So, Trisha, I hope you get to feeling better and get out of that hospital. because that's only going to make you feel worse. Okay. The other thing that I was thinking about was one of the things that I have decided that I'm really going to try to do too is, you know, how many views your video gets and watch time on that day is important too. Okay, oh, you mean your mac and cheese recipe trending at number 11 on certain keywords? Okay. I forgot, I lost my train of thought. What is your view and watch time? Lost me. It's gone. Whatever it was, I lost it. Oh, I know. One of the things that I remember seeing is that he said a good click-through rate and great watch time increases the amount of time or the possibility of your video being shown to more viewers and being in the suggested videos and that kind of thing. So I really, really want to work on that. And I'm concerned and convinced that when I post 2 videos in one day, particularly one earlier and one later, then that's going to affect my watch time, because then people are going to be looking at the one that came up most recently. So I'm going to try and not post 2 videos in one day. So that might mean that I may have to participate differently in some of the collaborations, because if I've got 2 videos that need to go up, I'm going to have to decide which one's going up today and which one's going up the next day. So, and Ro, how are you handling that challenge? You got tagged for that little for that laundry chat, so we're looking forward to it. Yeah, the click-through rate really wasn't very high, but when I think about it, though, now what Mary just said was that a click-through rate of between 2 to 10% was considered good. But if you think about it, if your thumbnail is shown to, say, 20, 30, or 40,000 people, then someone actually click on it, I can see why the click-through rate would be somewhat smaller. And Stephanie, you can find the click-through rate when you look on your YouTube channel. Like, one of the things that you might want to do is like go back to the video. And what I usually like to try to do is like I'll pull it up on my iPad or on my laptop, open another window, and I'm going back and forth. So when he's looking at the click-through rate on his video, then I'll go back over and look at the click-through rate on mine so that I'm following right along. So I can't like just say right now where the click-through rate is, but you've got to go back into the analytics on the YouTube Beta Studio on your dashboard, and just kind of click all around, hover your mouse over the different parts, and it'll light up and it'll give you the information about what that means and how to find it. I was just amazed that all that data was in there. So when you looked at the video, if you didn't get the opportunity to go to your channel and just kind of mouse over all of those different areas, the different pieces of data that's there, then do that. Because it was really pretty enlightening. Because it's one thing to watch Sean show his data. It's a whole other thing to look at your own data and you think, oh, what? Like, what? So that's kind of like what I was doing. So yes, so Stephanie, you will be amazed at what you find. I tell you what, I was really, truly amazed at what I was able to find looking at those numbers. And I guess the biggest thing is I'm thinking, okay, so what kind of videos do I want to make next? And but Stephanie, when you sign up for the vidIQ, do set up your competitor button. And as I said, to be able to do that. You know, a lot of people have chronic migraines, so, but to be able to find those competitors, one of the things that I wanted to remind you guys was you want to go to commentpicker.com/YouTube, and then that will give you the information that you need to put into those little boxes on vidIQ when you're setting up your competitor button. Okay, Penny, I missed something right there. Any other metrics that stood out or anything else you guys need to chat about tonight? Yeah, there's a lot of people, as Mary said, on YouTube that do talk about their conditions and how they deal with it. And that's what's so interesting on YouTube, is that we find out that we are not alone and that there are other people out there that are dealing with similar situations. And I think that's why our Sister Circle community is doing so well, is because we are learning, we're all in the same boat trying to grow our channels. And so we're trying to figure it out and offering each other suggestions. So yes, so Laura's Landro chat was about how Prozac saved her life. And what she did was tell us all about her struggle with her continuing struggle with depressions. Oh yeah, you have analytics whether you're monetized or not. Analytics is not tied to monetization, but whether or not you can get monetized might be tied to what your numbers are showing. So, Jackie, if you have not looked at your analytics, you want to make sure to do that. It is just very interesting. I have to say, it was just so interesting. Yesterday, Genealogy TV, I think that was her name, said she loves analytics. And I said, there is something wrong with you if you like analytics. But now I see why she likes them, because it gives you so much information. So let me see if I can get this up. I don't know if I can or not on this phone. Let's just see if I can get this up. I don't know if I've got the... oh, I know what. I'll try to get Sean's video up, and then I'll show that. And then if I can show that, there.
So, easiest way to make money online. There's a lot of different ways.
This guy is on here with the same commercial all the time. He's driving me crazy.
Thanks for being here. Number 4, where are the views above your gray?
Now let's see if I can get this big. I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but here are some of the analytics that we were able to take a look at in regards to our YouTube channels. And he was showing like this little blue line, which is where he was trending on a particular video. And the gray line that we're seeing there is like where he normally is. And you can find that data in your analytics. And let's see. These are some more of the data that you can find, like in regards to, like over here is, you can see the list of videos there on the side, and then just different pieces of information about them. So he said tip the high value, longer form content. And then when you're looking, he had a list of all the, like right here was a list of all the different videos that he had. So while he was showing this on his, about his channel, I would go to my channel and look at my own analytics. So I was just amazed, just truly amazed at what I was able to discover. I had no clue that that information was available for us to look at. So if you think about it, if we use that data, we can't help but to get better. We can't help but to grow. So we cannot help but to grow. And then one of the things that we had talked about, and Mary had sent me a note, which I don't think I can find now. Well, let's see if I can find it on my phone. We were looking at analytics. And one of the things that you have to think about too, when you're looking at your video content, some videos you make because you think they need to be made, but you might lose some view velocity as a result of it. And one of the things that you can find when you look at those analytics too is you can find out what videos got you most subscribers, which videos, like how many people unsubscribed or subscribed looking at a particular video. Thank you, Penny. I appreciate that. So that's the thing to think about. So the thing is, one of the things that I'm learning is that I need to get back to my roots, to my niche. Well, I agree. And, you know, most of the time, if I find a good video that I like, I will usually subscribe to that person. But I don't subscribe to every video that I watch. I don't know why. I just don't. But if I find one that I really like, I do. I found one today. I think it was called Dawn's Diary. And, Oki, your feed is gone? I'm looking at you guys post notes and comments. But I found one today called Dawn's Diary, and she was doing a Easter kitchen tour, and she had an Easter coffee bar that was just adorable. And I just really liked the way she did her kitchen, so I went ahead and subscribed because I figured if I liked this video this much, I would like other content. And I watched the whole video like I normally do. So what other comments do you guys have about numbers? Otherwise, it's going to be time for us to wrap it up. Bro, can you hear me? Blackout. So I was gone because I could see you guys' comments popping up. So I was never gone. I could see you guys, but wow, a huge blackout? Are you guys having a storm out there? Because I was just chatting away and hopefully everybody could hear me. Okay. Well, listen, I think it's time for us to wrap it up. We've been on almost 75 minutes anyway, and I think we're all starting to get tired, and we've kind of talked about the metrics, but yeah, I was going to say, I didn't lose any, well, the playback will be available. I'm going to, once I shut this down, the playback will be up for tomorrow. I haven't had any buffering at all. But I think we probably all better wrap it up. All our heads are spinning, and I know mine is. But let me ask you guys to do two things over the next week. Number one is to please identify who your competition is on YouTube, and then identify at least 3 channels in your niche that you see as your competition, and then set up the vidIQ free version and put them in. And then that way you can kind of look at their numbers and look at your numbers And that really helps because it's really kind of nice to see what somebody else's numbers are and what their tags and keywords and all that, because it might be helpful for you too. And I'm going to call it a night. I've got some work I got to get done tonight, and I got to finish my DIY too. My favorite thing. They don't have to be your same size channel. I'd say look for someone that's about the same size and then someone with more. Now, like Stephanie, you just have 500 subscribers. So I would look for someone with about 2,000 or 3,000 or higher. I think a good one that you might like is the one I just found today. And I think it was called Dawn's Diary. And maybe intentional. Yeah, right. And maybe in My Intentional Life or something like that. She's got about 11,000 subscribers. But then again, look at who pops up in your feed, though, too. I think, like, I picked, she's in her apron, but, like, she's way up there, and I'm, like, way down here, so I don't know. But anyway, good night, guys. It is time for me to wrap it up. I'm going to eat some of that dinner that this man cooked, and then I got some stuff that I've got to get done. And you know what? You're right, Ro. You and Okie Mom could be considered competitors, but so you do want to know what each other is doing, but you want to know what somebody else is doing as well. So good night, Sister Circle. I will check in with you guys on